Heartily welcome to all of you. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi is busy this day, making visits to the centers to personally observe the progress of vaccines for the containment of COVID-19 in our country. In this context, let me make certain observations of my own in the light of 45 years of treatment service in homeopathic system of medicine that comes under the Ayush Ministry. If what I am proposing here is unpardonable, I request that I may be forgiven. Life is an expression of energy changes and exchange of matter. Living beings exist along with non-living objects on this earth. Living beings are called organisms, whether they consist of one cell or many. The functions of an organism as a whole is the outcome of the activities and interactions of the constituent cell. No organ or tissue or cell or molecule is independent. All matters living and non-living contain energy. Any disturbance of this vital energy immediately shows itself in lack of harmony through the outward manifestations of our beings, in other words, symptoms. Without the presence of a vital energy, the cell or whole body becomes inanimate and is dead. The nature of energy is dynamic. So, life is dynamic. Health is the natural state of the body, the mind with the morals and vital strength, having morally a strong mind with full of vigor and vitality. The body, the mind and the spirit are the three parts of life. The Trinity is always present in all life. Health is Sis or Swasth. The character of vital principle which maintains health is also dynamic. So, health is dynamic. Diseases are nothing more than the alteration of state of health of a healthy individual. The production of diseases is nothing but an altered state of life principle. It is purely a dynamical disturbance of the vital powers. The functions of the organs may or may not ultimately end in gross tissue changes. Pathological changes and dynamic changes never contradict but are parallel. Dynamic comes first and pathological changes follows. Both of them are real and they combine together to form the disease. Diseases are primarily dynamic and secondarily pathological. The natural disease is an alteration of state of health producing altered sensations and functions. It is a process of infection and it is the derangement happening on vital character is also dynamic. So, diseases are dynamic. Infection is a biological process whereby a living organism is acted upon qualitatively by another living being without communication or interchange of material parts of the being concerned. For every case of the illness, the vital principle of the individual is qualitatively, not mechanically or chemically or physically, acted on by exogenous morphic agents. This qualitative action will come under dynamic. So, infection is also dynamic. Homeopathy is a method of curing the sufferings of a man by the administration of drugs which have been experimentally proved to possess the power of producing similar sufferings in a healthy human being. Other systems of medicines acts on a material plane, whereas homeopathic system of medicine acts on dynamic plane. So, homeopathy is also dynamic. Miasms are disease producing powers. Mode of action of miasm is in fact qualitative. Actions and reactions are only possible between entities of the same order of existence. Anything that affects the vital principle must be of a spirit-like qualitative nature. I may say once again, as actions and reactions are only possible between entities of the same order of existence, anything that affects the vital principle must be of a spirit-like qualitative nature. It will then be similar to the action and reactions that takes place between entities of the same order of existence. The description of the miasm tallies with the modern description of microorganisms like bacteria or virus. Miasms are also dynamic. With the above said facts and figures, I would like to reveal some points to the public regarding the protocol of vaccination. Whether it is a must, that means vaccine preparing in allopathic methodology, whether it is a must or can be substituted by the safe, scientific and most modern system, that is homeopathic, which is misled as unscientific. A vaccine is a biological preparation. It provides active acute immunity to a particular infectious disease. A vaccine typically contains an agent that resembles a disease causing microorganisms and is often made from weakened or killed form of the microbes, its toxins, or one of the surface proteins. As a homeopath, I cannot agree with the creation of immunity in human body by using microbes. As such, homeopathy can effectively contain the spread of any epidemic, sporadic or pandemic diseases by administering preventive medicines. In homeopathy, we use the term genus epidemicus, which means combined symptoms of a large group of people afflicted with a disease or a remedy that covers all the symptoms which that particular epidemic is capable of producing in healthy persons. If the medicine belonging to genus epidemicus is administered to a group of people afflicted with the disease or people who are likely to be afflicted, 95% of prevention is possible. World Health Organization sees all medical systems equal. What is at stake is the unwillingness to make use of an alternative system in the event of the failure of one system. No virus, bacteria or fungus moves straight to the human body and assails lungs or heart and finishes the human. All diseases have dynamic power which means that a patient of one disease may suffer from a series of diseases affecting organ after organ. In allopathy, when a medicine is administered, one symptom disappears but another symptoms comes. So, allopathy never cures disease, it only palliates. If a medicine is prepared in a dynamic way, the dynamic energy produced in the medicinal vehicle molecules will work in the dynamic plane, and if the dynamic energy of the medicine becomes greater than that of the dynamic force of the disease will be annihilated from the body and permanent cure will be possible. Then a question. How is a small dose of medicine reduced in strength creates great power? Or how is strength reduction or attenuation done in homeopathy? It is not by adding a small portion of medicine into a large quantity of some non-medicinal liquid or fluid. Herein comes a process called succussion trituration. It is the production of a homogeneous material by mixing component materials thoroughly by the action or process of violent shaking called succussion. This is known as dynamization or potentization, by which strength is induced into the substance. Usually, alcohol or distilled water is used to dilute the substance. The founder of homeopathy, Samuel Hahnemann, believed that the process of succussion activated the vital energy of the diluted substance. It is with great reverence that I appeal to those who deliberately condemn and disown without proof that homeopathy is a strange system of medication where the potency and efficacy of the medicine will increase commensurate with the increase in dilution, which in fact is a veritable truth. Thanking you.